Hi everybody, you've got Frank here, and I wanted to make a quick video today about a cool new product and a couple tips for using it and a little bit of how it works. And so what I've got here is a Zebra, what they call the SLF1 Mini with stylus for smartphone and tablet. On our store, we've always called it the Zebra Slide Mini because I think that kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit better. And as you can see, it's got this really cool feature where it's a mini pen. It's very small, but then when you slide it out, you can see it extends the nose, and now you've got this larger feeling pen for when you're ready to write. So the Zebra Slide Mini now comes in stylus, and the stylus that it's talking about is this little rubbery bump on the top there. And as you can see, you can use it on your tablet or phone to simulate a touch. So to give you a little bit of background and to hopefully alleviate some confusion, there are two types of styluses depending on the device that you have. The older kind that's sort of going out of favor, but you'll still see it in some places, is called the Resistive touch stylus. And this picture kind of illustrates what's going on there, where the surface of the screen, this is kind of a cross section, the surface of the screen is sitting away from the sensor, and when you push down with anything, it can be your finger, it can be a piece of plastic, anything like that, it makes some contact there, and so the screen knows where you're touching. So if you have a Game Boy system, or if you're using the little screen at the grocery store to sign your name after swiping your card, you're using a resistive touch screen, and really any piece of plastic or wood or metal or anything that was the right size, you could push in there and it would activate the screen. Now, newer devices like smartphones and tablets and things like that, as you can see illustrated here with this clever little zap image, they measure the electricity that flows through the point at where you're touching. And of course, it can flow through 2 points at once, so you can do things like pinching and zooming, stuff like that. If you want a stylus that will work with that kind of screen, it has to be a little bit more sophisticated than the piece of plastic. It has to be able to conduct electricity between the screen and your body. And so the Zebra Slide Mini, or the Zebra SLF1 Mini, is made out of metal, which is pretty cool. So metal's already pretty conductive, and so they've got a conductive little flexible nib here. And so you'll see when I go to touch the screen, I can move it around. It sees this very much like it would see a finger or something. And as you can maybe tell, when I push down hard, this rubbery piece is happy to bulge out, just like your finger would when you touched on the screen. So I just wanted to demonstrate it a little bit and give you an idea of what that might feel like. And of course you can extend it this way too to give yourself a little bit nicer feeling stylus. So let's take a look at some Stylus apps. Well, actually first I'll just show you how this can work with a regular app. I showed you a little bit in the web browser there, but this is just a weather app. And as you can see, if you just prefer a stylus instead of your finger, you can use it to move things around. And just as you would your finger, you can see, okay, what's the weather gonna be looking like in Fairfield? But there are also artistic applications that you might like to use and might like to try with a stylus. And that can be a lot of fun. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like with this one in particular. So here you can see you can select some, like a brush pen here with a different shape. I'm going to write Kimberly's name here because I know you're all missing her. And if I choose a different type of instrument here, it can be a little bit different. Kimberly and Frank together again. So this can be pretty fun. There are so many different kinds of applications that you can play with if you're into this sort of thing. And obviously there are lots of dedicated stylus you can get. But the really cool thing about this pen, I feel like, is that it already was a mini pen that was perfect to kind of bring with you everywhere and kind of have for any situation where you needed to do a little something. And this is just one more use for something like that. So if you're the type of person who would prefer not to carry a whole wide variety of writing implements and a stylus, you could simplify things by just having this one pen stylus combination, which I think is really cool. And on top of everything, it looks very cool. And it feels really nice in your hand. Let me show you a game here. This is just a simple game, but one that I have found to be very fun and actually might benefit from a stylus, because some people feel like a stylus can be a little bit more precise than their finger. So in this game, well, it's probably easiest if I just show you. You place a little point and then the dots of color kind of grow, and you would like your color to make the longest line. But it's kind of a fun one for the stylus, I think. And it's very relaxing too. Let me just pick another level here. This level you place 2 points. So I'm going to put one here and one here. And let's see how we do. Everyone cheer for the green line to win. Okay, the green line won. Not bad. Aside from art, which might be the most popular use, there's also handwritten note-taking. Is the other thing that I hear a lot of people using stylus for, styli, I guess. And let me see if I can show you a little bit of that. So it's just going to walk me through the tutorial here. Most of these apps let you type and sketch either way. You know, that reminds me, when you're using a stylus like this, don't be afraid to use pressure. And what I mean by that is if you write a little too lightly on the screen, it might not register the way you want it to. So don't be afraid to push down. So I'm going to select just the pencil here, and maybe I'll write in this sort of purple color. And you can see it's pretty cool, and you can also see that the software is using the amount of pressure that I'm making to make the line a little bit bigger. And I've got kind of a highlighter here, so maybe I want to highlight this and make it look kind of cool. So this might be interesting to some of you. I think it's a pretty good guess to say that if you're a fan of products on our store, you like handwriting, maybe you end up living in the digital world also, and you would like the option conveniently to be able to use a stylus and do some handwritten digital notes when you need to. And I personally would say that the Zebra Slide Mini Stylus would be a great choice for that. It feels nice in your hand. It's very easy to bring with you. You can adjust it to be a little bit bigger if that feels nicer. It comes in some other colors that I would encourage you to check out on our website. It's a very pretty pen. Makes a great gift. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, comment below, or reach out to us on Facebook. And you can, of course, also contact Kimberly. She's very popular with questions. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoy the Stylus, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you.